Hello, it's the Bad Mini Painter, and today we're going to paint up our Ultramarines Ballistus Dreadnought from the Leviathan set. It's a fairly big model, which kind of surprised me. It didn't look that big on the box art, so it's big compared to a Space Marine. Actually, a Terminator. Yes, because that's what I'm doing next. Teaser. I figured out how to put together push-fit models. You cut away all the push-fit parts and then glue it together. Brilliant. So first off, I go in with the Abaddon Black. Abaddon Black, yes. And funnily enough, I use that for the black parts. Yes, because I'm fairly brilliant like that. Basically, I follow the box art to decide what is supposed to be black, and I think I could have done worse. I decided to use trash metal from Scale 75. It's exactly like that Belcher, but it flows a little bit better. It's not as gonky chunky as old Citadel paints. So yeah, I decided to try that one out today. Also, try new stuff out. You might find something you really like. Yes. That's a good idea. Oh, and I make a ton of mistakes because I didn't really care. So I went back with Abaddon Black and cleaned up a bit. But first, shading. So Null Oil for all the lead belcher. One of these days I'm going to do a video where I don't bath. See, that's ambition. Yeah, so Null Oil on the metal. It does its stuff, and right now it looks like a fucking mess, but that's getting saved by adding some ultramarine blue, azul ultramarine from Vallejo. Again, I like Citadel paints, but I like to try out their competitors, and I gotta say that I often get positively surprised by how much better the paint flows. How the pigmentation seems to be higher on most of the competitors. So yeah, it's just ease of use. And at this step, I'm careful not to hit anything, and then again, not really, because you can always go back and fix it, right? And I decide to do the edge highlighting now, which is going to be a mistake, but a happy one. So first, Techless Blue from Citadel, and yeah, you know how edge highlighting works, right? You lightly touch the edges, not like me. I do it clumsily because I'm bad, but a more skillful painter would do it really lightly. Next, I go in with the Lathan Blue, and I try to focus on the more raised areas, like where I want to draw attention to, of course. And finally, I think it's Blue Horror, and that's for the absolute sharpest points in my brain. I do like to do the edge highlighting. It does a massive difference, and it's kind of meditation for me. Also, you have to do something a lot to get good at it. Now here's my mistake. I decided to go in with Dark and Ho Nightshade after I've done the highlighting, which originally I thought was a good idea, but it wasn't. And also I just smeared it all over the model. And of course you can't do that when you have flat panels. So learn from my mistake. That's not how to do it. So clean up. A lot of cleanup. But it turns out to actually be kind of a happy mistake, because I ended up really liking the end aesthetic that this gave. I decided to make it more like streaky, so it looks a little bit more battle worn without me having to sponge it with some kind of metal paint or whatever to make it look like chips that has come off. So you can judge at the end, but I ended up really liking it. Now, for all the white parts, I decided to go in with the white German tank from Vallejo. It's a part of their Panzer Aces paints series thing. And it's just a perfect kind of off-white, because when you look at all the product images, it is a kind of grayish white, and that's what this is. For all the parchment, I use Mummy Ropes from Army Painter. It's my favorite paint for that. It's a little bit lighter than something like Screaming Skull, but warmer than the other alternatives from the Citadel range. So it's a nice mix between. Then decide to cover me using Mephiston Red. I do that for all the sigils and for the rockets on the rocket launcher shooty thingy. I started out by doing this really unprecise because I didn't want to hit the white stuff. But I put on my big boy pants, and I did a better job afterwards. Balthasar Gold for the chest plate thing, the emblem on the chest. Yes. And also around the cockpit. Yes. Also there, I used Balthasar Gold. I don't think I'm showing it, but I promise you I did. You will see. Then Reichland Fleshshade for the parchment, to make it look old. Also I slap it on the sigils, because why not, you know? And yeah, for the chest plate thingamabob. Yes, just to add some shading. I mean, it does make a difference. Next I use light gray wash from Vallejo for everything white. Yeah, and what it does is it defines it a bit. It grays it down a little bit, and I think it's a nice look. And then white scar to highlight the things I've just dulled down. It's like, it's those kind of tiny details that you don't really see, but they do a difference. So you would see if they weren't there, you would notice. Corvus Black for the wires going into the cockpit face, head area. And then it's time for my most hated part of it. All the little nails, rivets. I gently, very gently touch that with Stormo Silver. And by gently touch it, I mean smear it all over the place. But hey, it's you know, it's paint being chipped away. You know, it's battle scars, right? So it's okay. And it's definitely not something you want to do with low blood sugar. And next I use just plain white from Vallejo, because I forgot that I wanted a white stripe on the rocket launcher thingamabob. And if I was going to do this with white scar, it would have taken me forever. I could have used Corax white and then gone in with white scar to get the same effect. But I managed to do it with just 2 coats using Vallejo's white. So that's an easy brainer, right? Asian Grey for highlighting all the black. And it's again, like, if you take your time and you do that, it does make quite a difference. And it can make a really bad paint job look okay, as I will try to prove to you in a minute. Lamenter's yellow is a glaze from Citadel. I don't know if they still make it, but I had some, and it's an easy way to make the yellow light yellow, right? And Spirit Stone, the technical paint from Citadel, to make the red glass eye thingamabob red and glassy. See? Citadel paints doing what you want them to. That's clever. And now for the end result, I present to you the Ultramarines Ballistus Dreadnought, painted fairly fast, pretty easy. I don't know about the shading. I kind of like the way it looks. Like it's less clean. I should have added the Spirit Stone red on the arm as well. I forgot that. Good job. But the end result with the transfers and all that stuff, I'm pretty satisfied. I could have done worse. If nothing else, the base is looking decent, right? Anywho, I hope that you for some reason enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, please do subscribe. If you hate me, please do leave a dislike. It helps too, believe it or not, because YouTube's algorithm is weird. And thank you so much for your time. It's not bullshit when I say that I know it's valuable and you have a ton of choices. So the fact that you spend it listening to me rambling is something I appreciate highly. Hope you have an awesome day, and hopefully I will see you for another upload really soon. Bye.